Attention, little people, I have an announcement.
These commentaries were originally recorded from April to June of 2024. I love the show and people and the focus of the positive, but with all that said, here's what is more. The guests love the show and people too, but are allowed to speak their mind. The critiques they share and opinions they bear are only theirs, not mine.
I think you mean ours?
Well, yeah.
Opinions are kinda like jellyfish. I mean, they're flown and change shape a lot. Not all opinions shared banter reflect our true and current thought. These have been re-edited to keep the commentary in sync. I only muted what I wanted to cut, so the track and show will link. So if you hear some silence, you'll understand why, folks. And me and Kev apologize for our incessant inside jokes. Lastly, not all commentaries turned out as good as others. Some days it didn't flow as well, but we always recovered.
And if you're not watching the show along with our commentary, you might be confused as to what we're talking about, which is kind of a given. But if you're like a crazy super fan who knows every detail of every episode, have at it. With all of that out of the way,
Enjoy the show! That's right, so new intro. Again, I always point out it's the new intro if we're watching the new intro on an old episode, so you know which version to watch. I'm not going to go hunting for a DVD rip of the episode without the new intro. I just use what I have available. But this intro did not exist in 2004. But this
no,
is
yeah.
So yeah, I'm Finn. I'm here with Uncle in the
Kev.
Dark. Yep.
Oh.
And I'm sorry. Like I said, I gotta let you introduce yourself sometime.
It's all right.
Next time, Kev. I promise. I promise, Kev.
All right.
And John Bostic.
Hi, folks. It's me. I'm the problem.
You know what, Finn? Let's
At tea time. Kev appreciated that one. Kev's a bit of a Taylor Swift connoisseur.
not.
I like your old
We'll
stuff.
talk about that later.
Yeah, I like her old stuff too. It's really mostly just her old stuff I like.
Yeah.
Now she's gotten a lot of flack, but that's not our topic. Our topic is a Snoodles tale. Yes,
That's right.
you heard it right here, folks. The underrated episode that everyone hates.
I feel like, I don't know if everyone hates it. I haven't heard a lot of people hate on the Snoodles tale.
Yeah, no, not really.
The fact it is underrated.
It's underrated, but
Yeah.
I don't hate. I can't think of anyone actually who doesn't like it.
It makes me cry.
It was never. I revisited when I was little. I would always watch Dr. Jiggle because I had the Sock Drawer DVD. The Snoodles tale segment itself was not one I was very interested in. I appreciate it more now, but when I was a kid, I kind of didn't
Big
care
Mouth
about
Bob.
it. Now, Big Mouth Bob, I appreciate them. So, can we talk about the animation in this countertop?
Yeah,
it's a bit odd.
weird.
DKP's first episode. It's very different.
Yeah.
They
The
look like
colors
they could
are
just
chromed.
open their mouths and swallow you. It's kind of freaky.
It's like trying to go on Narnia or something.
Surprise party. Also, animation aside, this is my favorite countertop scene in the whole show. This and Minnesota Cute have the funniest countertops in my opinion.
Yeah.
Gideon's also really funny.
I'm not going to argue with you there because on my top 10 episodes of the most funniest or memorable countertop, this is number 3.
Yeah, I really appreciate excuse me. I really appreciate the quippy dialogue, the back and forth, you know?
I will
Yeah.
say King George is up there, though.
Yeah.
King George is very close.
Yeah,
That's on my list,
King George is funny. But like I think dialogue wise I like this one better.
Yeah.
I remember the whole, was it, it was something about the overdone British literary. My mom chuckled at that joke.
Yeah, overdone British literary adaptation camp.
No, okay, Finnegan.
What's
Finnegan.
up? What's up?
I need to ask. So in this camp, Danish immersion camp, does this mean you actually get to immerse yourself into eating Danishes?
That
Or
would be
does it
nice.
mean, like, especially if you're hungry for breakfast in the morning, you're just like, you know what? Gosh darn it, I want a Danish in the morning. Danish in the morning. I'm gonna go immerse myself with a cup of coffee and some Danish immersion.
I like that idea. I would like to go to a camp where I do nothing but eat. They need to hire John. Whoever's in charge of
Love
making
me a good Danish.
Me too. Whoever's in charge of making new camps needs to hire John to.
That's right.
which is no problem because I actually worked in the kids camp as an assistant counselor. So don't mess with the kids minister.
Sick.
I feel bad for the kid in the letter he gets getting picked on in school. Just poor kid. Golly, molly.
Mhm.
Poor fella.
Yeah.
I will say Dr. Jiggle, in my opinion, is more engaging than also I like that whole scene of, the whole back and forth of isn't that a little scary? And Larry's like, we do it this way. And then they
Yeah.
cut to the story. Dr. Jiggle, in my opinion, is way more interesting and engaging than Snoodle's Tale. Snoodle's Tale to me is like a really sweet story. It's a very sweet episode, but not one I would be entertained watching over and over again. While Dr. Jiggle is one that I could watch every day and find something new. The music and stuff adds to it. Snoodle's Tale felt like a show trying to be VeggieTales almost, because like the characters weren't VeggieTales. It was cute and I liked it, but it felt more like something that Big Idea would have made that wasn't VeggieTales. If that makes
Agree
sense.
to disagree.
Yeah.
Like a separate show.
Disagree.
It's cute. I like it. It just feels like a separate show almost.
Why don't you take me too? Funky Town.
So we got John on 2 different London episodes. Have you all seen
Yeah.
the Mike Naraki dance
Oh yeah, that was hilarious.
example, I guess? Yeah, it was
Yeah,
so
it was-
good.
yeah,
The
it was a
reference.
dance reference
So fun.
on Easter egg for the DVD.
I love it so much.
Why don't you take me to Funky Town?
Tea today, pool. Trouble.
Every time I need to do Scooter, this is one of the lines I would usually repeat.
I do like the animation. It looks better, I think, in this segment. It's kind of quick and quippy.
Blind Baker.
Yeah, I was gonna say Blind Banker. I see some issues. He loses his pupils later. It's like a progression. He has them at one point, they get light later, and then they're gone.
Yeah.
Throughout
You
this
think he could have
episode,
been-
we see now they're back again. He tried to get help, but by the time we get to the big dance in the end, he has no eyes.
Or
No
yeah,
people.
or he lost his eye contact.
Possible, or he has
Boy,
like.
did I pick a lousy day not to wear my
Oh!
contacts.
I feel like I was going to say something about the baker, but I can't figure it out now.
I really
Dang,
like the
man.
banker. The banker was a top tier character in what's the name of the episode? Star of Christmas. When he goes, look at that, we're bankers. Ah!
I've heard some theory that he was actually Art Brigatti, but I'm not going to agree with that theory.
I used to think he was when I was a kid. When I was little, I thought he was Art Brigatti.
When I was little, I thought he was a green bean.
No, I always thought he was Art Brigatti when I was a kid.
Mm.
It wasn't until I want to say within the past few years
Mm-hmm.
that I kind of started seeing him as a different character. He could be Art Brigatti. I don't know.
I doubt it.
He's at least Art Brigatti-esque. What do you think, John?
Not really. Unless if I see the little top thing, whatever asparagus have, then unless if I see the nail marks in his hands, then I doubt. So, no. That was a terrible reference. Oh, Finnegan. You remember?
Oh, the Mirabelle one?
I can't move the mountain. I can't make the flowers bloom. I can't take another night up. Okay, I'm going to be done. I don't want to.
Always
waiting
for a miracle, a miracle.
I did a drawing of that a couple of years ago in my first year of college.
You did a good job on it, too. I think I saw it. In fact, I know I saw it because you had the music in the background and everything.
Yeah, and then I asked, and I,
miracle. I love how they froze. That's so funny to me.
Yeah.
yeah,
That is very
Again.
funny.
just like in Encanto. It's funny because when I saw that in theaters, and then the whole family except for Mirabelle, she was like dancing. It's like, oh no, wait, is this just like in Dr. Jiggle?
The Ramadan must be rising. Me joints are looking up.
Except the fact that their expressions change.
Looking up. I like that line. Ramadan must be rising. Me joints are looking up.
I would have loved to hear one of you do in either Finnegan or Kev, maybe Finn, doing a cover of "Waiting on a Miracle" with Jimmy Core.
Kev does a good Jimmy too. We could tag team it. Maybe have Jerry in there too. Kev could be Jerry.
Yeah.
I can't make the flowers bloom. I can't take another night up in my room. Always waiting for a miracle. A miracle, Jerry.
Okay. Question.
Yeah,
question.
miracle.
Question. So, did you suspect that Dr. Jiggle was Mr. Sly? Like, did you put two and two together when he says, no? Or was it still a big mystery to you?
When I was little, I don't remember what I thought because I don't remember the first time I watched it, to be honest.
Yeah,
This was one that I just watched since I was like 2, so I couldn't tell you.
yeah, same case with me.
Strange enough, my first introduction to Snoodle was in God Made You Special.
Yeah,
And-
I actually didn't have the DVD for a long time. I had
Me
God Made You
neither.
Special and I had Sock Drawer, so I saw both of the segments, but I didn't know where they came from.
Yeah, that was the same case for me too. Look at us!
Then when
We
I
share
finally
a commonality!
Yo! And we both love VeggieTales. We're twins. I
Yeah!
remember my aunt purged her DVD collection. She liked Madame Blueberry. She liked the Larry Boy. She liked God, Where's God When I'm Scared. But this one wasn't her favorite. Sherlock wasn't her favorite. So she gave me all the ones that weren't as important to her family type of thing. She was like, these weren't our favorites as compared to, the Larry Boy and Madame Blueberry and stuff. So you can have these. She gave them all to me.
I think there's one of those cases where, lesson-wise, you appreciate it now when you're older, but as a kid, you kind of focus more on the characters and the silliness. But when you're older, like teenager or adult, this part, every time this happens, what comes first in my mind is, you spin me right around, baby, right around,
Yeah.
like a road, baby, right around, every time I watch this part.
It's a very good scene. I really like the part where Larry starts dancing. I like the whole trope of a character, like, they're trying not to dance and they just can't help it. They're like, I'm grooving. I'm grooving.
You need to urge to dance.
I made an edit. If anyone knows the song Against the Kitchen Floor, it is explicit. I'm not saying I recommend it, but I do enjoy it.
I thought you were going to reference the Squirrels in My Pants one.
That's a good one too. That's also
that was my favorite.
Yeah.
I like making little edits. I'm banging my head against the kitchen floor, apologizing for my life and never entering.
Whoa! Finn! Don't do it.
I won't say the bad parts.
Henry, no! You're going to the right! I can't help it! It's so beautiful!
It's such a good song!
No!
The bad words are the best part! No, they're not!
No, they're not! It's like trying to censor out certain words in the Hamilton musical.
Yeah, Hamilton's so good. I wish it was cleaner.
Yeah, same with Into Heights, same guy who wrote the lyrics.
I mean, I'm not a stickler for cussing. It's never particularly bothered me, no. But I don't tend to do it too often. I try
Dirty heathen.
Sure you do. Sure you do.
You've definitely never heard me cuss, have you? I hope you haven't. I can't think of a time you would have.
Wait, what? What was the question?
I said you've never heard me cuss, right?
No.
Yeah, I'm a clean boy.
Although I heard two naughty ducks.
I've never heard
usually...
you cuss at all either.
No,
Not
but I've
even
heard
once.
two ducks. No, but I heard it two ducks whose language was foul.
Well, they were censored at least. They were made for each other with their dirty mouths.
Their dirty mouths should have a double dose of soap or Listerine.
Hawk would eat soap. I found a scary video on YouTube. I watched it at 3 o'clock in the morning. I wish I had.
Oh no!
The video was.
Oh no! What did you find?
It was this scene right here, but it was slowed down and reverbed, and it was just I don't know. It's kind of creepy.
I thought you were going to say something.
I think Kev made it.
Oh, I know how he feels. Like
Kev was like, "Oh, Jimmy."
Yep.
I like his tank top too. He's lacking a stem. He's got his toupee.
Yeah.
I think Phil said that.
No, that was Mike.
Was that Mike?
Yeah. You see, what he needed to do is press his nose and his stem will come out, like in that one episode of In the House.
Uh-huh.
Like
Yeah,
when
Larry's
Larry had to
tooth,
press
yeah.
his nose and he had to grow his tooth.
I like that one. That one's fun. You can bet your wacky wig. Shows go by so much faster when you're talking over them.
Yeah.
And to bring up God in the last minute as well, too.
Yeah, I feel like that.
You're
works.
special.
You're special. Yeah, the Kubo version.
Can I be honest here? I actually have a similar situation with Dr. Jiggle. Like, okay, I don't know how honest you want me to go with the commentary, but with me being in a different school and me being in the autism spectrum, yes, you heard it here, folks. I'm on the autism spectrum. With me having my strange likes and interests, feeling like I wanted to be normal and ordinary like everyone else. Not that I had any problems with dancing or being obese, which I'm not.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. But being normal is boring. You know, who wants to be normal?
Yeah.
Me?
Nah.
No.
Everyone likes anime. I can
Embrace.
never get my head around the concept of anime.
Oh, why'd it go dark like that? Oh, there it is. It's back again. Must just be the rip.
As opposed to the people who are not watching this.
Yeah, they probably aren't watching the rip I'm watching. On the rip I'm watching, there was a moment of darkness for some reason. But yeah, no,
Anyway,
John, I know what you're saying. I think being normal is boring, and I think you should embrace yourself because you're pretty awesome.
Well, thanks. So I'm not an expert at math though, and I can't do bills. So
I mean, I'm neither either.
well, what do you know? And I can't drive due to the fact that I have nearsightedness. So
You said nearsightedness?
Nearsightedness.
I got you. I drive. I enjoy driving.
I don't think I ever want to go on a car ride. You're gonna drive all.
I enjoy driving
on me.
Yeah, Kev drives. Kev drives too. Kev actually was in my car. We met up. You know that, Joe.
That's right.
Not Joe.
Yeah.
I'm getting Joe mixed up with Kev. I'm getting Kev mixed up with John. I'm getting John mixed up with Joe.
There's a big difference. One of us has a more baritone voice.
Joe's got the country
that
accent, the
southern
country
twang.
Yeah, the southern twang. Kev's got the ginger
He's
accent.
That's
John,
right.
John's,
This is one of my.
Joe's a nice southern bumpkin.
southern bumpkin.
Hey, watch it, pal. My
That's not an insult.
I'm kidding. A southern bumpkin who's a big Wiggles and Where's Al fan.
I sure do love drinking gasoline.
Oh gosh. No. Okay, Finn. No offense. I think that was probably one of the lowest of your parodies. The whole gasoline thing was like, is he okay? Is he mentally well?
I feel like a lot of my content can make people wonder that.
I worry about often. That's why they call me Big Brother Snoodler.
No, I don't drink gasoline. Also, my impression was like much worse back then, so it was also just a bad video. But I still think it's funny.
Can you believe 10 years later they would actually do this, reference this part again in Perfect Puppy?
They kind of did, yeah, with the fake background. I like
the fake background in the Jeep. I remember first watching Perfect Puppy. It was like, are they doing like a SUV song reference over there?
Yeah, they kind of did. I could see that.
I would love to see Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway do a cover of this song.
Hugh Jackman and Anne Hathaway singing SUV song. I'm down for that. I'm here for that. I'm here for it.
No, wait. Better. Zachary Levi and Mandy Moore.
Who was the first one?
Zachary Levi. He's Eugene in Tangled.
Right. Zachary Levi
and Shazam. Mandy Moore is Rapunzel. She's also a Christian pop singer.
I can see that, yeah. Speaking of Christian pop singers, I'm still so torn up about Mandisa.
Yeah.
I will be for a while.
Let's pause for a moment of respect, shall we?
That's right.
Speaking of Christian artists, I'm still in love with Reliant K.
Yeah, Reliant K is so good.
I'm still in love with Sadie Robertson.
But how about Sadie Hawkins? The Sadie Hawkins dance.
Yeah.
In my khaki pants.
In your khaki pants.
Better.
There's nothing better.
There's nothing better.
Okay. In an alternate universe, who would you, if you had to pick two of the best singers to do a cover of this, male and female, explicitly male and female, who would you pick? Kev.
Weird Al and
Selena Gomez. No, I'm kidding.
Not quite. I don't know. I don't really listen to many female artists.
Stephanie Beatrice?
That's a tough one. I'm not sure who that is.
That's
She's
Mirabelle.
Mirabelle in Encanto.
I still
would-
haven't even seen Encanto.
If they had to be VeggieTales voices, I think Mr. Nezzer and Petunia would kill the vocals. They'd sound
Ooh,
so
yeah.
good. They would kill in a good way, as in they would like make it sound amazing.
I would choose Ariana DeBose and Chris Pine.
I can see that, yeah.
Ariana,
Except I
you
don't
might
know
know
who
her
they are.
best. Ariana, you might know her from the current West Side Story and
Ooh,
Wish.
yeah, that was an intense movie.
And she was in Wish. And Chris Pine he was in Princess Diaries.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and two of the Wonder Woman movies, the 2010s Wonder Woman movies, as the Steve Trevor. Yeah,
Nice,
Steve Trevor.
nice. Oh, I'll tell you who I would want to hear. I'd want to hear Steve Carell and Amy Poehler.
I thought you were going to say Christine
Ooh.
Wiig. Hot take here. The intro here, like when it's introducing the world to Snoodles, it's good and okay. It kind of it slows the beginning. Like I'm ready to like jump. Like to me personally, the story jumps in right when the little Snoodle was born. Personally,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this little bit of extra fluff here in the beginning is like to introduce the world, but it's still a little unnecessary. That's just me. So
Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I think it needs to be there. I don't feel like they could hop right into, hey, the Snoodle's born and here's what happens. I feel like explaining where they come from and showing their little talent is a nice little introduction. A nice little intro to the new expanded area of the VeggieTales universe. I also think having the countertop cut back to Bob does make it feel more like VeggieTales. If they cut completely away and just had the Snoodles Tale story, I think it would be confusing.
yeah.
Because it's almost like a different show. The Snoodles feel like they exist within their own universe type of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And not in a
Which I
bad way.
appreciate they tried something new.
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad thing. It's just it feels very
Probably
different.
why it's one of my biggest favorites, because they tried something new.
Yeah, also that slide would not work because you would have to go up at one point. If you look closely at it, you would have to be like going up to get
Don't
back.
question the logic, Finn. Enjoy the cartoon. No, I'm kidding.
I'm sorry, it's what I do. I study and tinker in my spare time.
I don't know how to come up with that.
Due to the laws of
really
physics,
cute.
there's no way he would slide all the way down. No, he'd have to climb up at one point. Perhaps that's what the hands are for.
I think it's really cool that his wings are on the back of his backpack. I just think that's really cute and creative.
Yeah, they kind of come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
I like that. They kind of.
I really want a backpack like that.
That'd be nice. Yeah, I'd take a wingy backpack or a wingy helmet.
Or a wingy backpack.
Bring me my wingy helmet. That did not sound like Chug. I'm struggling
No.
today.
I wish.
Bring me
I
my
wish there was
wingy
more-
helmet. That was more like it.
I wish there were more female Snoodles in here personally, but that's just me. So
I feel like a lot of them don't have a gender as far as we know. They talk a little bit. But I feel like you can't really tell. They look like they could be either. I like his little gloves.
yeah.
They're cute. Makes me think of Boblin's A Helping Hand.
That's right. Except with different fingers.
Yeah.
Oh, the side's missing.
The story they told made the young one feel foolish.
Oh,
Right
Oh,
up
it
there.
is.
he feels foolish.
Said a Snoodle named Lou.
Aww.
They kind of look
Okay.
like Gordons.
The young
Innocent.
He felt his
Okay.
heart sag.
Remember when I was telling you earlier about how Miss Minton makes me so mad for Sarah the way she did?
Yeah.
This is the same thing for me. I want to punch those Snoodle boys. You do not mess with kids!
Yeah, I feel bad for little Snoodle Doo. I guess Kev doesn't like this episode because he has nothing to say about it.
I'm sorry, Kev.
Oh no, I love this episode. It's just I've got to wake up early again, and I'm very tired.
We're gonna have to start finding a time to do these where Kev is engaged enough to say stuff.
Yeah. Oh, Tower's
Yeah.
missing.
I want Jello when I watch this one. I'm not gonna lie.
Aw. I wish those flowers were a little bit brighter, though.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of like the palette. It's kind of
Okay.
Easter looking, kind of pastel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This hurts my heart. This hurts my heart.
I will say they are good at roasting. Not that they're being nice, but they are incredibly good at coming up with insults. You know, like you just proved that you're as bad as you are as at flying or whatever they said. It's like you need the Vine boom sound effect. The boom.
Yeah.
It just makes me want to cry.
Yeah, poor little guy. Poor little guy getting.
It can't be worse than in Encanto when, oh gosh, near the climax when Abuela says that she's. Okay, spoiler alert for Kev. I'm not sure if I should be saying this or not.
Kev, have you not seen Encanto?
It's okay. No, I haven't.
No. He just said he didn't.
That makes me so sad.
It makes me cry every time I watch it.
He needs to watch it.
Oh.
Well, anyway, near the climax, Kev, there's a grandma character who's the matriarch of the family. She treats her youngest granddaughter like trash, basically saying, you're what's breaking our family apart, and you're basically pathetic and worthless just because you don't contribute to the family. And then her granddaughter calls her out on it. Man, this is like a downer of a conversation. I'm so sorry, but it's down.
It's okay.
That's a hoot.
It's a good movie.
I like this farmer character.
Howard, buddy.
A Snoodleberg, bud. You look in the mud. I like the farmer Snoodle. Iconic fella. It's getting heavier and heavier.
He wobbled, he groaned. He stood to his feet and he said with a moan,
"Is there anywhere I can be truly alone?"
Who voiced the Snoodle? His name was
Philip Spooner. Who's
Philip Spooner. Michael Spooner.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. That
Yeah.
guy.
I see.
So cute.
Then that's what I'll
I do appreciate the painting in the background, how real it looks, you know?
Very storybook like.
Yeah.
Actually, I have the book of a Snoodle's Tale, believe it or not.
I actually don't. My
So do I.
library, my local library, I think
Really?
used to, or maybe still has it, but I need to get one. Seems
I
like
found
a
one
weird
at
one for my
Salvation
library.
Army.
Dang, lucky. It feels like a strange one for my library to have. You know, they also have Peas and Thank You and a handful of like the Values to Grow by books, and a couple albums, and a whole bunch of DVDs.
Hey, Finn, Kev.
Oh, and they
I
have a
have
Mess
something-
Detectives. They have a Mess Detectives book too, but they wouldn't give it to me. I tried.
Oh, really? No matter how try you convince them?
Yeah, I said, hey, can I just buy this from you? It's like it's an old book. You got like 5,000 books in here, and I can't imagine it's getting checked out that often. So
Have you
it's
tried
actually a collectible?
Have
and they
you-
were like, sorry, we can't. And I was like, okay,
Have you tried to bribe him with Newberry Jello?
that might work. That might work. You know what? I'm gonna try that. You might be onto something.
Yeah, I might be.
You might be onto something. I like the British Snoodle God allegory.
Yeah. Okay, now, honest opinion, did you all know what was happening at the time, or were you all still in for a surprise?
Like Dr. Jiggle, I feel like I watched this one so long ago for the first time, but I don't remember how I watched it. I do remember being younger and knowing it was meant to be an allegory for God.
Right. Which works beautifully, personally.
I think
Like-
so, yeah. It works better than the pirate movie, in my opinion.
Okay, yeah, we can go there.
I mean, the pirate movie and Snoodle's Tale, I feel like they have one common issue, is the creator... Well, Snoodle's Tale, I guess it isn't really an issue in Snoodle's Tale because it's too short for them to get too deep. But Kendall pointed this out in the pirate movie. The king, there should have been some sequence of how the king was helping them along the way type of thing. You know, like
Well,
whenever...
technically he was.
Not
technically
really.
he was.
How?
How did King help?
You must explain. Yes, how was he helping them along the way?
Well, his presence was always there with them.
Well, that would be God, but the king wasn't really.
Well, yeah.
the
Okay.
king wasn't really doing anything. He just showed up in the end. It was like the allegory for God. But I feel
It's
like
kinda
had
like-
he been more behind the scenes helping them somehow, it would have been
It's
more
kind of
like
like in
God.
Prince. It's kind of like in Prince Caspian when all these Narnians are getting slaughtered and everyone's wondering where his ass went.
Yeah, he's behind the scenes
Yeah.
doing stuff.
I feel like if the
Speaking-
king had been behind the scenes doing stuff to help the
We
heroes, it
actually
would've-
touched on that in the Pirates commentary too.
That's right. That was what.
On the Prince on the
Stuff
Prince
about
Caspian
Aslan.
part? Are you serious?
Yeah.
Yeah, we talked all about Narnia. Listen to it when it drops. I'll probably drop it tonight.
Okay, I was listening to the first 11 minutes and I was intrigued.
Of the pirate movie.
Yeah, of the comments. Oh, I love the painting.
Oh yeah, I took it down to fix the audio, but I'm gonna put it back up.
Oh, I love the painting. Okay, I'm sorry, but this part. I'm sorry.
I like how he's trying to do the position, like the flex of the painting of himself to see if
So,
he can
honest
see himself like
opinion,
that.
what do you think about? Okay, I was so rude. What do you guys think of the fact that you can't see the creator, but you hear his voice? What do you guys think about that?
I think it worked.
I think it
a
works
lot
well.
better.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, Kev.
Yeah, I think I was probably just gonna say the same thing you were anyway. So
The Snoodlerella, it doesn't really.
Oh gosh,
Yeah.
don't get me started. That
They-
ruins the whole Snoodle lore, personally, because I love this episode. So
Yeah, Snoodlerella, I think had some flaws. Biggest flaw
I
was
feel
showing.
like when you can see him, I feel like when you can see him, it doesn't quite register as God.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Making me
Well,
Sorry.
yeah. I don't want to get like theologically deep. I love this part coming up here about why the little Snoodle's asking if you can do these amazing things, then why don't you make him obey? And then it goes into the whole logic of free will and how
Yeah.
basically it's saying God saying, well, I can, but then that would defeat the whole purpose of my creation, having its free will to choose to love me or not to love me.
Yeah, that's
Mhm.
true. Also,
But I think it. Sorry.
no, go ahead. I was just gonna say the fire looks nice.
Yeah, I like this little Hobbit place. This little Hobbit, inn.
Yeah, it's cozy. I wish they had used this
Yeah.
specific set more often. Also,
it looks-
Bob and Larry Magnet, Phil Cofrin.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
it looks very similar to the little house in Word the Beans.
Yeah, it
Bilbo-
does kind of look like that.
Yeah.
Billboy's house. They could
Yeah.
if only they could reuse the set, just kind of tweak a few things.
Yeah, but I guess it's possible they built off of it, but I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Also, Kev,
Mhm.
what's your opinion on the color blue?
Anthony wears it, so heck yeah. And so does Lucia. So double heck yeah.
Okay,
And blue is one out of three of my favorite colors.
I like blue a lot. Just a
I
random
love
question. Just wanted to know if you all thought of the
Yes.
color blue. Wanted to see if you all like the color blue as much as I do.
Hmm.
Now my computer is on
Aw.
5%, so we're probably just going to get through the rest of this episode, and I'll have to jump right off.
Yeah.
In fact,
I'll finish the
You all-
rest of Finnegan.
you all talk solidly, talk consistently for 1 second while I go grab my cord, so it doesn't
Yeah,
die
sure.
while it's rendering.
So, Kev, what do you think about this beautiful ending with the music?
I like it. I really like the score. It's got a nice
Oh,
fun. It's got a fun but still sweet sound to it.
not gonna lie, this is probably 1 out of 10. I'll put this on the top 10 list of episodes that has the best score by Kurt Heineke.
All right,
not gonna lie.
That's valid.
Parents
valid.
back in the room. Parents back in the room. No, if anything, that's John. John
Yeah.
keeps us in line.
That's right.
Yeah, Big Brother Snoodler.
This is a very sweet episode. I love Big Brother Snoodler. That's so funny.
Yeah,
This is
You know,
an
I think
incredibly sweet episode. I really like it.
I think it would be really cool, like the parts where we cut back to the countertop. I think to make it more cozier and more at home, I think Bob should have like a rocking chair and a cup of hot chocolate while reading.
Yeah, that would be kind of nice.
Yeah.
I actually think that would be nice, like a blanket,
Yeah,
blanket or something.
yeah. Oh, such a great episode. And eggs too. Eggs, green eggs cooked light and fluffy.
I like the blatant Dr. Seuss innuendo.
Yeah, Dr. Seuss.
Yeah.
Were you gonna say Dr. Jiggle?
It was in the back of my brain, in my subconscious.
Yeah. So you want to know something funny?
Almost wanted to. Yeah, I do want to hear. What's up?
The same friend I showed Penniless Princess to, anyone for, I'm not sure what order you're going to release this. When QWERTY popped up with the verse here, she genuinely thought Ephesians 2:10 was going to appear. It's the verse where it says, for we're God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works. That verse, she genuinely thought that was going to be the verse. She didn't expect Psalm 139:14.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, I think we could have had it both ways, but they say Ephesians 2:10 for word beans. So.
I've got to get more Bible verse savvy. I wish I could name more Bible verses.
Hey, one class I had to memorize. One class I had to memorize like 10 to 11 different Bible verses, and some of them are long.
Wow.
There are some long ones. Yeah, I might maybe we need a little online men's Bible study so we can practice.
Yeah. Finn, do you know John 11:35?
John 11:35. No. Is that a joke?
Really? No.
Okay, what is it?
I mean, Jesus wept.
Oh.
Good one, Kev.
I know that one now.
I could be clapping my hands, but
the shortest verse in the Bible. They reference it in the VeggieTales show too.
Have you ever heard of John 3:16?
God so loved the world, which they could have used that in Easter Carol, but
yeah.
I like how they call it voice talent in this episode.
Voice talent,
because it is talent.
Oh, okay. So overall, I forgot. By the way, this might surprise the two of you. This month is celebrated the 20th anniversary for A Snoodle's Tale.
That's right. Yeah. We're getting this out just beforehand. I like that they have the characters singing in the credits. It's interesting to see which episodes they would do that with and which ones they would opt with. It just varied. Like Madame Blueberry had Mr. Lunt singing Cheeseburger in the credits, which I just found out recently.
Oh gosh, they need to get their
I don't mind it. I think it's kind of nice to hear the characters' voices over the credits.
Yeah.
Especially if it's Jimmy's voice or Mr. Lunt's voice.
That's right.
Good voices.
Yeah, great voices. Oh, remember, also, Finn, this is the second episode where it had a lesson on self-identity, where it had a message on identity, just like in Penniless Princess.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Dave was kind of like that, too.
Yeah, it kind of was, except somebody, I assume...
Yeah, that was a long time ago. We might circle back around and redo some of the early ones again.
I remember a few of the options you gave me was God Made You Special and Sweet Pea, and I was like, I think I'm going to do Penniless Princess, just because it's on my top 10.
Well, I'm glad you did, because not a whole lot of people seem to really like that one, which is sad, because it's a good episode. It's a good episode. So it's nice to talk. It's nice to talk about it with somebody who cares about it and is engaged with it,
and who's read the book.
Yeah, and who's read the book. Exactly. You brought a lot of good points to the table on both of these.
And so, not a lot of...
I don't have a whole lot of commentaries open, unfortunately. At this point, I've gotten a bunch of guests, but we do need to collab on something again sometime, because you're fun.
Yes, I still want to do the audio ducking with you.
That would be fun. Yeah, I would venture to say. No, you're right. We do need to do that. I got to finish the script still. I would venture to say that John Bostic is a genius.
Thank you.
Just gonna say it.
I'd venture to agree.
You bring solid points. You're a very engaging individual, and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Unlike Kev.
That's right.
No, Kev.
I'm joking. I'm actually joking.
Heard,
Kev is also engaging.
Yeah, I've heard he really is engaging. I've heard gingers are 98% the most geniuses of the world.
Well, I don't know about that. I wouldn't go that far.
And I've heard blondes are 90% smarter. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Ha I'm somewhere close to blonde. I'm a sandy blonde.
Right.
Am I?
Sandy blonde.
What color is my hair? It's sandy blonde, right?
I always thought of it as like dirty blonde or light brown.
Dirty, yeah.
Well, this has been a really sweet episode. Hey, everybody, thanks for listening to these two guys. They are awesome. Thank you for listening to this. Please subscribe to their stuff, people. You need to.
Yes, we're making...
Awesome
please subscribe to John's stuff.
Yes, because John makes good art. John makes very good art.
Yeah. Thanks for coming on board with us, John.
Appreciate you.
You're welcome, Kev. Adios, amigos.
Goodbye.
Bye.